I'm not a racist, read the teacher. You still they never had this. Number one, them wanna run about the gun. I wasn't licensed to have one. The minute they see me, fear me. I'm the epitome, a public enemy. Use, abuse, without screws. I refuse to blow fuse. They even had it on the news. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Back when I wrote y'all, yes.
Oh yeah, I hope we get permission to use this. I should have asked first. Welcome back. Hottest show in the galaxy. That's a little Sam and Dave, but of course it is Isaac Hayes. And joining us, Tyler Merritt and I, is the progeny and also the creator of Fanbase as well. We're going to talk about that. Mr. Isaac Hayes the third. Welcome back. Hi.
Whoa. How you doing? What's good?
What's good with you? Okay, so that little ditty that we played, not to use ditty in that kind of way, but that song that was played, I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's right there. It's right there. You can't have an active mind
for that shit.
I'm sorry. So where are we with the lawsuit? You told Trump and them stop playing my daddy's music, and he said no. How dare he? My God.
You gotta. I mean, we run a temporary injunction against Donald Trump and Donald Trump for president for them to no longer play "Hold On, I'm Coming," which is a big deal. Injunctions are very hard to come by, but I think the judge felt it was urgent enough to stop him from continuing to play the record. And now we move to the trial phase of this portion for the illegal uses that have actually occurred, the ones that did occur outside the scope of a political use license that you need from BMI. So that's where we are with the lawsuit at the moment.
Why is this important to you? Because a lot of people stop playing my music, and he was like, okay. I felt like he was being disrespectful on purpose with you.
Well, I mean, it really didn't have anything more to do with the fact that my father lost the rights to his music a year before I was born. Just by copyright law statute, when you write songs, they return 56 years after the date of creation. Hold On, I'm Coming was written in 1966. We got that song back in 2022, and as soon as we get it back, someone starts infringing on our copyright. And I wanted to make sure that we didn't agree with what was going on. So we asked politely to stop over a period of time, and then when they didn't, I had to seek legal action to get him to stop and take it to the courts, which happened. So it really wasn't even a political issue. And also, I did not know. I knew that he was using the song, but the scope in which the amount of times that he used this record was well over 100 and change. And so he's been violating for a long time. So we had to make sure that we set the record straight and stop him from using the song, and then pay for the illegal uses that he's done.
Isaac, I think what was interesting is that you didn't come to Trump with malicious intent. You recognized an issue, said, we would like you to no longer do this thing. And I watched it gradually grow from, we asked him, he didn't, he continued to do it. And I watched the progression into, but now we are taking some actual movement towards it. And then when you went forward, you went full stop. And now I hope he pays you $20 gazillion.
I don't know if it'll be that much, but it's definitely around 150,000 plus per willful copyright infringement, and there's well over, so absolutely, we'll be looking to make sure that he's held accountable for those illegal uses. Absolutely.
You talked about your dad losing his copyright. And there was a lot, whether you watch Cadillac Records or, follow the careers of so many people coming up, just brilliant artists who no longer had their masters. Little Richard, Michael Jackson had to get those masters back and give them back to him. You are a different businessman than, the folk of the, yesteryear who were just really genius, except in this area, with the exception of maybe a Sam Cooke and an Otis Redding. What are your thoughts on what drives you to dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure that you will not suffer fools?
I would say for me is the fact that the business part of the music was the part that hurt my father the most. And so entering into that business, I wanted to make sure that I understood it better than anyone in our family could, even better than my father could, to make sure that what happened to him wouldn't happen to him again or happen to me as I entered the music industry. And that's always been kind of like my generational trauma is anytime I've ever built something or started to work on something, I wanted to figure out how someone could not steal it from me. So whether that's filing a trademark, that's making sure my copyrights are together, that's, protecting my IP in the best way that I can. It's the way that I structure my companies, all these things to make sure that you have to handle that business part before you really get to the creative part, because in the end, it can come back and really cost you a lot of money and time and really hurt your craft and really just hurt your spirit, your soul when it's something that you're really passionate about and you love to do, which happens often in the music business, that a lot of artists enter this business with such a great intent, such a love, such a joy for the craft of creating music, and don't understand there's a monetary value to the content that they make, and that content is to be exploited by either them or other people that sign them or give them advances or things like that. And so for me, I've always been very cautious about that.
How's it affected you in the tech world that you, as a Black man, were birthing the idea of a subscription type deal like you do with Fanbase for quite some time now? You've been working on this for a hot minute, then suddenly to watch all of these other places just blast out like it was their idea, like subscription based was a new thing that they birthed that you have been sitting on and doing for quite some time.
Well, first, I think entering the tech space from the music business was really, really good for me, because I don't think there's any business more cutthroat than the music industry. So that I came into tech expecting the knives and the cutthroat attitude and that type of energy, when a lot of tech founders don't. They enter to the tech field with good intention, a passion for the tech craft, and it's the same type of situation. It becomes about business. And so when I started into tech, the first thing I did is trademark the name Fanbase for the specific class and territory that I wanted to use in the space of social media. The way that I structured my company was with 2 classes of stock, so that I have all the voting shares of stock, and then there's common stock that is offered to securities that people invest in. So it was really just protecting my business, and moving into that space. When it comes to subscription-based social media, I did in fact invent peer-to-peer in-app purchase subscription, which means before Fanbase, you cannot pull out your phone and subscribe to another human being like you would Netflix or like you would a video game or like you would Spotify. We came up with that technology late 2018 into 2019, to the point now that Apple and Google have adopted our model to actually accommodate all other apps to allow subscriptions in that fashion. How that makes me feel is it makes me feel proud, because that's just one of many ideas that I have. And so when I feel like companies that are worth, $500 billion, $1 trillion are copying my ideas right down here from Atlanta, Georgia, as we continue to build, that means that money is the only thing that separates us, which is why we raise capital the way we raise. Is like, if the money is the differentiator and not the ideas, then I have to focus on raising capital, which is what I did for my startup and why I let people invest and have equity in it. So it just gives me confidence. There's way more things than that. There's things where I've used music, where Facebook has taken songs that I've used to market and promote our app and use it on their app. And there's no way they would have found the song. So I know if you can't pick the music to make your CEO $1.3 trillion company, you're in trouble. Like,
right.
Or it's America. Because that's kind of the American way, is to take other people's stuff and claim it without any understanding of the DNA. We're talking with Isaac Hayes III. Tyler Merritt is here.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.